Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Skullgirls Get Gr8. This is the audio test we will be starting soon. Please let me know if any of the commentators this week are a little too loud or a little too quiet. We want all of us to be about equally as loud, and the game should be just barely audible. If there are any recommendations that you would like to provide, please feel free to do so. We want the stream to be just perfect for you. There's some background noise. Let me go get rid of that. I'm also going to be right back because I want to take care of something extremely important. Okay, I'm back. I had to evaluate something very, very quickly to see how addicted I was to video games. The answer is very. That's right, Sam, you see me. Holy shit, chat is lively today. What's going on today? Damn! Hey there, SNES. Hey there, Dark Blue. Who else we got? We got Local Dunce. We got Suplex. Suplex, are you new? Your name sounds familiar, but I haven't seen you in a minute. Hey there, SNES. Hey, wow, it's been a while. Actually, I already said hi to you, but, like, also, have you been in chat recently? I felt like you banished into the Shadow Realm for a brief moment. Hey there, Fluter Sam. Nice to see new faces here. We got Clawmaster. What are we learning today? Well, I will be educating you guys on Skullgirls. It is a video game that people seem to have a bad rep for because of its art style, and I don't understand it because it is very pretty and it is very diverse and it's really, really well designed. And the game is fan-fucking-tastic. We're learning how long Snesher W can go without being banned. Hey there, Shadaloo. It's been a hot minute since I've seen you around. Good to see you back. Yes, I can speak. I still have a voice. Dos Whales. Dos Whales. You seem like a new face. Hello. What do we got? MC Bosco. There's a lot of people. That's crazy. Do I have stats? I do have stats. There are 15 viewers right in the first minute. That's pretty crazy. Virus is happening today. I mean, the virus has been happening for a hot minute. I don't see why it's like, it's not like a Persona day where it's like virus is extra potent today. It's not like a daily status or some shit. You know what I mean? What else we got? What else we got? You haven't been around, but you still love us. Aww. Thanks, SNES. I called you Sam, not Fluter Sam. Okay. I don't go around saying everyone's full name. I mean, I could. I don't want to. Father? Do I need to say Sensei Crank to address you? I mean, you can. I wouldn't mind. It's probably not a good thing. I don't know. I feel like if I ever became a college or high school teacher, I'd just tell everyone to call me by my first name. I don't want to be called like Dr. Crank. Like I don't want that shit. Dr. Blythe. Dr. Crank it is. Alright. You like Professor Crank more? Alright. All of them work. None of them are fantastic ideas. What is a fantastic idea is getting started right away. How does the audio sound? Is my audio cutting out? Is the frame rate looking all right? Like, it looks like I haven't dropped any frames at 60 FPS at... Actually, I have no idea what quality I'm streaming at. Indiana internet is very questionable. Let me check. It looks like I am streaming 1080 60, which is dope as fuck. Alright, cool. Father crank because you are my father figure. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I, for one thing, I'd make an excellent father, but at the same time, I don't know if you want me as a father figure, or rather, why do you need me as a father figure? Hope everything's alright at home, Snice. Spotlights and peerless frame rate. Yeah, alright, cool. What is peerless frame rate? Oh no. Not the Bible thump. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. It looks like the audio's fine. No one says there's any echo or anything like that, which honestly I'm surprised because I've been fucking up a lot the last few days. I almost fucked up right now. I almost could have introduced echo. That would have been bad. Okay, cool. Things are probably looking smooth, so I can dig it. Let's see. Just double check one thing, we'll go ahead and get started. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Skullgirls Get Gr8. What we do here is we try to match up against a relatively even opponent, and then provide constructive criticism on your play. We won't tell you everything that's wrong with your play, just what you need to work on the most, so you can improve a little bit at a time. So you can come back every week and practice the skills that we tell you need to focus on by playing sets online and labbing things out. A combination of the two. You can't just do one or the other. If you are participating today, please join the Steam group chat. If you don't know how to get into the chat, type !GG8 chat into Twitch chat. Moobot will politely provide you a link to the group chat. You can go there, and that's where you can communicate about logistics with me. You can technically reach out to me on Discord, on Steam group, on Twitch chat, doesn't matter, but I'm only promising I'm going to see it if it's in the Steam group chat, because the Steam group chat is not cluttered. No one types in there, which is dope. So if you have any questions or are having trouble getting into the lobby, talk to me there. In terms of anything else, I think we are good to go. So let's go ahead and get started. Our first matchup will be... where'd it go? There it go. First matchup will be Dark Blue Spark versus me. I'm not actually gonna, like, beat you up. I mean, I might. That's not the point. I'm going to be talking about the biggest obstacles you're going to have to deal with in Skullgirls, and I'm going to apply them to you so you know these are the fundamentals you need to start building on. These are the things that you're going to have to deal with. So if you can get past that initial barrier, you got past the thing that kills most beginners. So that's what's going to happen. Isn't me more of an advanced player? No. I don't think we've ever had an advanced player on here. No, that's not completely true. That's not completely true. Josh B was an advanced player, but I guess he was only on commentary. Yeah, no, we really haven't had any advanced players. Is like people who get top 8s. These are the peoples who are advanced players. There are no advanced players. There's only beginner and intermediates here. If we ever get to Kill Stage to sign on and let me rip on his play or some shit, then yes, we've had an advanced player, but that has not happened yet. You meant intermediate player, then that is correct. You are definitely an intermediate player. Upper intermediate. An advanced Skullgirls player is practically a god amongst man. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Okay, so anyway, first things first. Get Dark Blue Spark into this lobby. So, Dark Blue Spark, since you are new here and you probably haven't done this before, Steam has made it nearly impossible to host online events at all. So what you're going to do is going to put that link into your browser and navigate to it, and what it's going to do is it's going to open up Steam, which will open up Skullgirls, which will put you into our lobby. That is the most efficient way to make this work. If that doesn't work, let me know, and there are a couple of backup strategies we have. It worked. Alright, dope as fuck. Give me 1 second. I just realized I have to play this video game. Alright, let's get that going. Put this over here. Alright guys, in chat, feel free to help out, feel free to give advice, because I am very bad at talking while I'm playing. For Dark Blue Spark, make sure you pause the stream. We want to play on as best of a connection as possible. Make sure you're on Ethernet if you can be so. And if you don't see me talking when you're watching the VODs, and again, watch the VODs, make sure you pause the stream. If you see me going quiet while we're playing during the VODs, just wait until the gap between matches, because in those gaps is when I'll be talking the most. Alright, are you sure you're gonna leave? No. Okay, my buttons are not correct. Oh, shit. Oh, that's not good. Alright. We're gonna have to reset up the lobby. Give me 1 second. I apologize. Oh, shit. Fuck. Yes. Steam doing the fucking thing again? Give me a second. Steam's doing the fucking thing. Give me a moment, guys. This is gonna be a bit. This is really sloppy. I know it's a rough start to the stream, but bear with me for just a little bit. A lot of messy bullshit happening right now. PSA, if you're on stream at the moment, you should turn off the stream and so it's less laggy and the VODs, blah, blah, blah. Tell your people to stop using Netflix, so on and so forth. Let's see. I'm always waiting for the day where someone pulls another JP on me. Like, secretly, they're just the best player, but they think they're a beginner. So they start playing the game against me, and I'm, like, about to lecture them on how to play, and then they just completely destroy my ass, and I'm like, oh, you're one of those. Yeah, okay. Alright, let's see if I can... Okay, so this is looking better. Just in case I'm gonna... Alright, cool. Versus... Oh. Alright, dope. One more once. I'm gonna get a new lobby link so we can get everything working. Let's see... Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Here. Copy. Link. Oops. We have a new lobby link. Let's make this work. One more once. Alright. This dream is no longer a meme. We're gonna do it this time. We're gonna do the thing. Ooh, Australia. I heard things are really fucking crazy over there. Hope things are alright. Okay, so I'm basically gonna teach you the following things in this order. I'm gonna try to go high-low on you, then I'm gonna try to do low throw mix-ups on you. I'm gonna try to use armor against you, and then I'm gonna try and use zoning against you. These are the 4 major hurdles of any player coming into fighting games in general. Especially if you haven't dealt with a lot of classic fighting games in the past. But Skullgirls, every single attribute of a fighting game player, or a fighting game character, is exaggerated to an extreme degree. This game is hard. It is not easy to deal with these things. So, that's what we're gonna find out if you can deal with. Go ahead and start out high and lows. Alright, so let's see how this goes.
Gentlemen and ladies, it's showtime!
Your job is to just beat me up. Good shit. Okay, so you have a couple of good habits, which I'm actually extremely excited about. So you down back a lot. That is something that is often lacking from a lot of beginner level players. Down backing is extremely fundamental in any anime fighter because you can generally react and switch your guard to overhead at any point you need to. There are very few moves in anime fighters that are overhead but grounded, so you can wait till your opponent is landing on you from a jump and switch your guard to high. Unfortunately, there are overhead moves from when you are standing, but they're all reactable. Squiggly's overhead looks like it's impossible to deal with, but it's actually completely reactable. It is like a third of a second, and human reaction time is more than enough to deal with that. So you should be able to switch your guard from low to high. A couple of things that I noticed that even when you did block low, you didn't push block. So push blocking is an extremely important way to escape a lot of pressure. If you what am I trying to say? So if you are under a lot of pressure and you successfully block something, you need to, on reaction, and instantly push block so I get further away. How push block works is, and you don't have to fully understand this yet, but you'll get a feel for it the more you play the game. You press 2 punch buttons as soon as you're in block stun, and once you press those 2 punch buttons, I'll go flying away until I hit you with another attack, or at a set distance. So if I go about half a screen distance away, or if I use the multi-hitting move, the second hit of my multi-hitting move hits you, then I'll stop moving backwards. So you can gain a lot of distance, but I can take advantage of that and like still get you trapped under my pressure, but it buys you time. So push blocking is important. Push blocking also unlocks a lot of other defensive options like absolute guard and things like that. I'm not going to talk about those just yet. I'm not going to talk about all the different defensive options you have, but that is something you need to be aware of. So push blocking is extremely important. Good stuff down backing, practice on your reactions to switching to high block. And also focus on push blocking. Push blocking is extremely important. So now I'm going to focus on low throws. Okay, no techs. Nice tech. Oh shit. Good shit. Oh, there was a little bit of lag. Okay. So, in that situation, this is actually a pretty complicated reaction. So much like overhead low, you can't actually tech a grab while you're down backing, so you have to switch your guard. How grab techs work in Skullgirls is you can tech a grab as long as you're allowed to input grab. When you are down backing, you can try this out whenever you want. Hold down back and try to input grab. Grab will never come out. Because of that, you can't tech a grab while down backing. So now lows and throws are a mix-up, much like highs and lows, right? So for characters who don't have a good standing overhead, that's a good standard mix-up. However, grabs scale your combo, so there's like a whole like weird trifecta of rules that come into like factor there. So being able to switch from low to standing block and then tech the grab is important. Again, push block will unlock options that let you deal with grab, like absolute guard and stuff like that. There's also intermediate things like neutral hopping that will help you out, but I'll focus on that as you improve in the game. Generally speaking, you don't want to up back because the low will catch you, but you want to up back so you can avoid the grab. But once you up back successfully, you're able to start a whole new combo of stuff, right? So, or a whole new chain of actions from there. Like you're back in neutral basically. So you want to jump out of that situation because you can't be ground grabbed while you're jumping. Hopefully, I'm not explaining this as best as I possibly could, but like there is a huge rock paper scissors like web here. Rock paper scissors is trivializing it. I don't want to call it that. There's a huge web of actions that happen there, but basically you need to be standing blocking to be able to tech a grab. Teching a grab is tough to do on reaction, but it's still technically possible. So now I'm going to be teaching you about armor. You got this, I believe in you. Okay, so I'm glad you're push blocking now, but this is one of the situations you don't want to push block. So normally players that are already familiar with push blocking, whenever I give them this lecture, this is where they start to struggle. Because you actually don't want to push block the brass. Armor moves are very, very strong, but have a lot of recovery. But there's lots of ways to beat armor moves. So for example, you can sweep, or you can grab me, or you can spend a meter to snap me. If you're not familiar with how to snap, it's quarter circle forward and a medium punch and medium kick, or a heavy punch and heavy kick, depending on what character you're trying to snap out. They're called outtakes in the tutorial if you want to check it out. But they can break armor in the expense of a meter, and sometimes you'll have to do that because there are certain people who have hyper armor and sweeps won't work on them like that. But everyone has a crouching hard kick, and a crouching hard kick will be a sweep that will break armor. On top of that, if you don't push block my brass and just block it, you can press a standing light punch and you'll be able to hit me. And then you can go into a full combo from there. So that's why armor is tough to deal with for beginners, because it goes against their secondary instinct that they develop to push block, to where you have to just respect it and then punish it. Often what will happen is teams will be ran with an armored attack on the point, and then an assist in the back that makes it safe. And that's scary. That is tough to deal with. Having to deal with an armor move that you can't punish, and then on top of that having to block everything because the assist comes out, and then another armor move comes out on top of that. It's a whole set of stuff that happens, and things can get scary. So as team comps evolve, you'll see armor moves used more and more cases where it's safe. But remember, sweep is your friend, snap is your friend, and in this situation you don't want to push block. Let's see. And that's not universally true. It's not like you never want to push block against armor moves. It's circumstantially true. But as a general rule, that'll work. What else? Oh yeah, zoning. Alright, let's go. So this is the bane of almost all beginner players. People usually get a grasp on how Skullgirls works, they'll have a combo, they'll have a very bare bones understanding of neutral, and maybe even a reset or two, and then they'll die to zoning. Can't block forever.
That was perfection.
Okay, so that sucks. I know. Nobody wants to deal with that. It is absolutely horrible to have to deal with that. So I'm going to, alright, yeah, I'm going to finish up the set and explain to you. I'm going to have to take off my headphones though, so, because my headphones are dying and they're making loud noises. But basically, here's the thing. Zoning is really, really tough to deal with because zoning is extremely powerful in this game. One of the best and strongest strategies in this game. So, I'm going to provide a link that talks about Peacock dead zones specifically, because to deal with Peacock, I'll provide it after this match. But I want you to try and at least get one hit on me. Come on, let's go. Can't down back either, because he eventually turns into an overhead. Oh, there we go. We got a double jump. It's tough to deal with. Yeah. So you see, like, how this is a nightmare, right? Like, it is not easy to deal with that kind of stuff. But basically, and like that was bare bones basics Peacock. Like, I am not a good Peacock player. That was just bare bones basics zoning. So can you imagine that was the easiest version you could have dealt with that? So those are the 5 games. We're playing 5 flat games today. So I gave you your 5 games of things. But basically, I'm going to provide a link in chat about zoning in general. Let's see, where is it? It is now part of the VOD as well. But that link will provide a quick tutorial on how to deal with the Peacock Dead Zone, or how to take advantage of the Peacock Dead Zone, how to take advantage of different parts of the particles. So for example, the item drop, where the item falls from all the way at the top and it can grow into a giant overhead thing. What you can do is you can actually neutral jump, like jump straight up, and you'll avoid the item, and then you can use your second jump to get over it. A couple other things you can do is you can do a dash blocking. Now, dash blocking is tough and not something I normally want to teach just bare bone basic beginner players. But this is an important tactic. Skullgirls is one of the few games, and I know it's not the only one, but it's one of the few games where you can block while dashing. So if you press 2 punch buttons, light punch and medium punch, at the exact same frame, then what will happen is you'll get a dash input. It is a macro for dashing. You'll start dashing forwards. You cannot use buttons to dash. Well, you better learn. It's an easy shortcut to that is you can just set it as one of your macros. If you set one of your macros to... Because like in this game, you can set up to 2 macros. So if you set one of your macros to be light punch and medium punch, then you can use that as a dash shortcut. What's really interesting is if you press light punch, medium punch as a dash macro and mash it like twice, then you'll get a jab the second time. So you'll do a dash jab. So you can get a micro dash jab out of it, which is actually really, really, really useful. Then you can't assist. What are you talking about? Press medium, kick, and heavy punch, or vice versa. There are like 2 ways to do pretty much everything in this game. At least 2, maybe 3. So I recommend not relying on your macros to use for assist unless you absolutely have to. I'm sure you're aware. I'm not trying to patronize you. Like, I apologize if it came off that way. But like, there are answers to a lot of concerns or struggles that you might come up with. Long story short, to rewind. Like, while you're dashing, you can actually hold backwards, like hold back, and you will be blocking the entire time you're dashing. So the best and optimal way to block dash is pressing light punch and medium punch at the exact same frame, which will give you the dash. And then just as you start going forward, start holding back. Don't hold back before then. Just as you start going forward, start holding back, and then for the maximum amount of time throughout your dash, you will get a block. So what will happen is you'll be blocking while you are dashing. So you'll be able to close distance while being defensive. I already mentioned the item drop thing. I already mentioned that there is a dead zone and provided a link for it. Those are the basics to dealing with zoning. There's also just getting used to patterns and finding gaps and things like that. You're not actually from Australia, you're just messing around with the lobby settings and left it like that. Oh, don't worry about it. I was wondering why the connection was so good with Australia. That was a little weird. You're on the opposite side of the planet to me. But good shit, good shit. I don't know why it's... Actually, mine says West Coast and it should be East Coast. I've never messed around with that, though. That's weird. Highlight this, it's really good info. I do this pretty much every week. Like, if there's an odd number of players in beginner, I mean, if someone wants to highlight it, I guess I can highlight it. But like, yeah, I'll go ahead and highlight it. Why not? But basically, like, any week where we have an odd number of beginner level players, I'll take the lowest level beginner player and do what I call the TCM lecture, because I did this once and people absolutely loved it. But I basically talk about the fundamental things that are tough to deal with as a beginner to Skullgirls. But yeah, that should be it to get you started, Dark Blue Spark. I know it's a lot of information. It's gonna be a tough road, but hey, if you stick with it, like, you're gonna learn a lot, and you're gonna be... It's not gonna... The cool thing about fighting games for me is that the better I got at fighting games, the better I got at every single game I played. And that is like, fighting games and like RTSs. Those 2 games will make you good at so many other games. It's actually extremely impressive. If you want to get good at shooters, play RTSs or Minesweeper. Those 2, they may not seem like the same kind of genre, but like, trust me, if you play Minesweeper or RTSs, your performance in shooters will improve exponentially. Cries in learning StarCraft 2. Yeah, dude, StarCraft 2 is dope. Long story short, it's tough to deal with stuff as a beginner, but if you stick to it, it's going to help you out in lots of ways. So, good luck. And, of course, sign up every week and we'll help you gauge your progress, so on and so forth. You love RTSs? Yeah, me too, dude. Play StarCraft with me sometime. I love StarCraft 2. I used to be. That was actually my first competitive game. I don't know if people knew that. My first competitive game was actually StarCraft 2, and it's also how I got into commentary. I was inspired by Husky StarCraft before he turned into a fuckboy. Played the League. Yeah, I was in League. I played League of Legends since the alpha. I was actually in the closed alpha of League of Legends. I have that Bowser Rammus skin and all that shit too. But League sucks. It's such a bad game, and it's such a toxic game. Every year I spend on that game feels completely wasted to me. I can't believe I spent that much time playing that game. Unrelated to that, we're gonna go ahead and try and get Suplex Chardonnay. Good wine choice. Suplex versus ya boy Epic in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and provide the lobby link one more time. It should be the same lobby link. That is not the lobby link. This is the lobby link. Yeah. So go ahead, your boy Epic and Suplex, go ahead and enter the lobby. I'm going to be right back with a different pair of headphones, because these headphones, even though I've been charging them all night, are dead, which makes me sad. I paid $30 for these. But I mean, I guess they lived their life, so it's fine. Skull Candy sucks, by the way. Like, the only reason I bought this is because my friend gave it to me secondhand for $30. Don't buy Skull Candy. I might drop the big bucks and actually get an Astro. I'm kind of tempted. Secretly? Oh, no. It's no secret. I am absolutely an alcoholic. I guess I should say I used to be. I'll tell you stories about that when I get back. Okay, guys, I am back. Think I'm back. I'm probably back. Alright, cool. We're back. Oh, jeez. I hope I can find... Give me 1 second. There's something I want to find. If you guys want quality headphones, get these. They were recommended to me by like half a dozen audiophiles, and like I'm like a beginner audiophile. Like I know how to get myself into trouble. That's about it. But those headphones are single-handedly the best headphones I've ever had, and I've been wearing them for like years at this point. They are so comfortable that I literally just never took them off all day. Like I would forget to take them off when I'm asleep. They're just super cozy. I forget they're there. They're really soft, really comfortable. And the sound quality, it doesn't have bass, which I know a lot of people like. A lot of people love bass, but you don't realize what you're missing out on because of the bass. So the bass is okay. Like the bass is alright, and if that's what you want, then you probably don't want these headphones. But in terms of the clarity and quality of the sound, it blows your mind. You can hear precisely exactly where each instrument is. If you close your eyes, you can tell exactly where instruments are positioned around you when it's playing that music. It is incredibly good. On top of that, I was going back and listening to all my favorite songs. There are instruments there that I didn't even know existed, and I can hear just very clearly like where those sounds are coming from. It's so awesome. In terms of clarity and quality, literally nothing has beaten these headphones. And I've had like $400 or $500 headphones. Like I've had Bose headphones. This is what you want. Don't buy Skull Candy. And like Astro, I have high hopes for, because getting an Astro A50 has always been like my dream headphones, and I have the money for it. I'm just too lazy to buy it. But like, if you guys want quality headphones, get these. Get this good shit. This is good fit shit. The Philips 9500. It's that good fucking shit. Where's the snacks? Did we get the people in here? All right, Suplex is in here. We are still waiting on. Where did it go? Ya boy Epic. Because your boy Epic isn't Hardlight Blacksmith, right? Because Hardlight Blacksmith said they signed up, but I didn't see them in the signups. Just a moment. Your boy Epic is currently offline. Well, this is awkward and unfortunate circumstances. So, well, damn. You keep hallucinating your cat. That's unfortunate. Let me double check something. Okay, so we're gonna do an open lobby. Dr. Duck, I'll answer your question in just like 30 seconds. We're gonna do an open lobby. Any beginner level player that wants to fight Suplex Chardonnay, hop on in. You'll fight, but you got another round as well. I would prefer to give people a chance if they haven't signed up today, but if they are interested, you can hop in right now. Or if there's no one else interested, you can go ahead and hop in. So give it like 30 more seconds. After 30 seconds, local dunce, you can take over. But if anyone else wants to hop in that's a beginner level player, feel free to do so. Quick drinking story. But basically, so I'm a nerd. Like I'm a complete and total nerd. Like just, you know, shred A Asian kind of dumbass. So when I first started drinking, I had no idea what I was doing, and all of my friends are nerds too, so none of us had any idea what we were doing. So we just basically had a shot of everything, because we're just like, yeah, that's how you're supposed to drink, right? That turns out that's not how you're supposed to drink, and so because of that, we built up a very dangerous alcohol tolerance, and started playing what we call shot poker. So for those guys who have never drank Kraken before, which is the best substance on this planet, Kraken is 98 proof, I want to say. which is one of the strongest drinks you can take shots of. Not the strongest, but one of the strongest. It tastes really, really good. And we will play shot poker with that, where you can bet in half shots up to 3 shots. And long story short, basically people would be about 7 shots in within about 20 minutes. And that was our pre-gaming. And then the party would start. Like we were pretty dumb. I pretty much stopped drinking lately. Like, I don't know, I just haven't had a real reason to drink, but like that shit can get intense. Alright, local dunce. Alright, you ready to play? Go ahead. You two can ready up, we'll go ahead and get started. Drink because you're home alone. Nah, I have like a weird rule that I made for myself that I would never drink when I'm alone, because there's no reason to. I mean, I'll drink like hard cider or whatever, because like none of that shit matters. But like, I drink hard cider just because it tastes good, not because like it actually does anything to me in terms of alcohol. But I will never do shots alone. Like, there's no, that's kind of stupid and depressing. I have better things to do, such as playing Skullgirls.
Are you ready?
Gentlemen and ladies, it's showtime!
Alright, round start. Let's go. Okay, shooting out beam. Starting off the beginner trouble. Begins. Alright, we got in a touch, jumping medium punch. Got a slow. We got about half a combo. I'm kind of getting a good understanding of where your local dunce is. Okay, raw tagging. Alright, so a couple of things. Right away, I'm going to tell you right now, raw tagging is dangerous. You want to be very, very careful when you raw tag, because raw tags on block are super, super minus, and what that means is you're extremely unsafe. If your raw tag gets blocked, you're basically going to take a bunch of damage on this character, and then you're going to get snapped. Like, your opponent will spend a meter in a realistic game to snap you back into your original character and then kill that character too. So no matter how smart you might think it's to snap, the only time, or I mean to raw tag, the only time you actually raw tag is if you're trying to surprise your opponent. And if you are trying to surprise your opponent, there are only a couple of raw tags that really do that. Cerebella's raw tag and Beowulf's raw tag. For any other characters, you probably should not be raw tagging, and if you do raw tag, it better be it's like a one-time thing. So if I see you raw tagging again, I'm gonna judge you real hard. Well, I'm glad you at least waited for me to finish that sentence. Oh, the silver cord. Yeah, okay, there are better ways to deal with that. So Robo versus Squiggly is actually in Squiggly's favor, believe it or not, but it's almost impossible. Like, it's like one of those things where it's like, yeah, technically Squiggly wins this, but it's really, really difficult. You can avoid the beams. You also have a double jump that helps you out a lot. You have assists that would get pierced by the light and medium beams, but if you think your opponent's spamming heavy beams a lot, which is the only thing you really have to worry about, then you can use your assist to take the hit while you build a charge, use center stage and SBO to catch your opponent. Hey look, a level 5. Good stuff. So Suplex, you also didn't spend any meter at all, I noticed. So, there are lots of reasons and lots of ways to use meter. A very simple example is DHC. So, like, when you needed to raw tag out, if you instead used SBO and then DHC'd into Scapple Super from Valentine, you would have gotten in a lot safer, and you would have also done a lot more damage to your opponents. So, DHCs are what you usually want to save your meter for. There's also just a lot of opportunities to add a little bit of extra damage whenever you do get a touch, or prevent your opponent from hitting you, like, especially when you're playing Squiggly. Squiggly's SBO is the definition of a zoning attack, right? It literally zones out your opponent. There's a zone where your opponent cannot enter at all. Because that SBO is such a powerful tool. So use your meter a little bit more aggressively. In fact, one of the reasons Squiggly's is not considered one of the best characters is because of how aggressively she needs meter. So if you have 5 meter, you clearly did something wrong, is what I'm trying to get at. Like, there's lots of reasons to use your super. Similar for local dunce, but like, because it worked out, I'm not going to say anything. It's not like you set played into 5 meter or anything like that. You should have been using meter a little bit more aggressively, but you didn't really need to, so I'm gonna let it slide this time. Nice, we got the cremation. Hey, we got a conversion, let's go! Okay, so Daisy is a very interesting super. You did one thing right though that a lot of people do not. You used it aggressively. Daisy is an offensive super, not a defensive super. If you are defending against an opponent, there is never a reason to use Daisy because your opponent can always beat it. The only time I guess you can use Daisy defensively is if your opponent does not have a meter. And even that is like debatable. Like, I don't even know if it's worth a meter then. Daisy's a command grab super, so it scales your combo to half, and it also cannot be used while your opponent is in hit stun. That's why the Daisy you used there did not work. It can't be in hit stun or block stun. So what you can do is something called center stage Daisy, where if you have punch charge, where if you quarter circle forward punch and build the charge, then use quarter circle forward medium punch to use center stage, and then do that into Daisy, your opponent cannot jump on reaction. That's how you want to use that super, generally speaking. See? Oh, got that touch. Okay. Alright. So, Suplex, Local Dunce seems to have a better understanding of, like, basic block strings and strings to do. You seem to jump straight into heavy moves like Cremation and things like that, which is... I mean, Cremation's a really good move, but something you gotta be aware of is that you are extremely unsafe again. Like, remember how I mentioned being unsafe from raw tag? In the same way, you're unsafe from if you use heavy buttons. You should never go past a medium if your opponent is blocking. If you think that your opponent is going to break their pressure, or like break under pressure, like they're going to stop blocking, then you might want to go into a heavy, but it's a risk. You never should go past a medium. You should go, if you want to pressure your opponent or see if you got a hit on them, press light and medium and then react. If you got a hit, then you can keep going. If you didn't get a hit, then stop doing your attacks. Again, these are all general rules. These are things you guys need to focus on more. I can go into more details about that, but there are like lots of character specific stuff that you have to worry about. And I'm going to save that for intermediate. Got the overhead, good stuff. Raw tagging again, that seems to be a recurring problem. Fix that. That is a habit you need to get out of your system ASAP. There's a lot of intermediate level players that I know that carry that habit over of raw tagging, and it's extremely dangerous. Okay, so characters in this game have a move called that we call just referred to generally as DPs, which basically means the entire startup is invulnerable and you can reversal. While Fortune has her head on, I think it's cortical forward kick. It's fiber uppercut, whatever input is for that. Fiber uppercut is a DP. So if your opponent is pressuring you and you're in block stun, use fiber uppercut and get a hit on your opponent. It won't always work. There are times where your opponent is safe. But there's lots of times where your opponent's pressure is not safe. Like, your local dunce isn't doing perfect pressure. So because of that, you could DP out of that situation and turn things around. Especially if you convert off of it. That's 3 games. So DP more. I also don't... I saw a little bit of push blocking. Might want to do that. Definitely don't raw tag more. Or definitely raw tag... Yeah, definitely stop raw tagging. DP a little bit more. Now, mashing DP is not necessarily a good thing. It's not a habit that I want you to get to just always DP out of pressure, but it's something you gotta start doing more of because you need to make a statement. Otherwise, your opponent is free to do whatever they want. If you just down back and take their pressure all day, then they don't have to respect you at all. They can just keep pressing stuff. If you threaten a DP like once a game or something like that, then that's a big deal. That scares your opponent. Like, your opponent realizes they can't just keep pressing whatever button they want. That's important. That raw tag is really a problem. Basically, every single time you raw tag, you could assume you died. Like, you can just assume that you lost the character there. As you improve in the game, you'll realize that how dangerous that can actually be. Your local dunce, you gotta get better pressure or punishing those raw tags. Like, you're not getting hit by them, so I know you see them coming, but you should definitely be punishing them like significantly more. Good shit. The string. So I want you guys to pay attention if you're watching the bonds of this. To look at the bars under your health. There's a little black bar. As you progress in your combo, that bar will fill up with a green little meter kind of thing. That's your undizzy meter. The tutorial talks about this. It is the restricting tool to determine how long your combo can possibly be. You guys are not doing long combos at all. In fact, that bar has been black almost this entire round. So you guys need to learn, or get a little bit more familiar with the characters. I'll talk a bit more about that after this round. I'm gonna wait until this round is over. I could be mistaken. I'm gonna pay more attention to this next game. I know there's only one game left. But Suplex, I don't think you're actually using any assists. Alright, so I said in the beginning, Daisy is not a defensive super. That, you saw what just happened. Don't use Daisy as a defensive super. Good shit, using SPO. So in the corner like that, you actually have to use Silver Cord to convert off of an SPO. So you do have to be aware of where you are on the screen, unfortunately. So after your opponent gets hit by a SPO and they're knocked into the air, you have to use Silver Cord, if they're knocked into the air. Otherwise you can run up and convert. Mid-screen, you can just dash up, though. How many hours do you think people have to put into this game before they really start getting decent? It is not based on hours, because... Alright, so I've been doing this for about 4 years now. Skullgirl players improve at violently different rates. I've seen people get, like, competitively good in, like, 400 hours, and I've seen people suck ass at 2,000. So, like, it is super difficult to put that into numbers. It's not about... Practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. If you are practicing the right stuff, and you are really, really putting in the effort to figure out what you're doing wrong every single match and improve a little bit at a time, I say you are decent at the game at 500, and you stand a chance in competitions after like 1,000 to like maybe do okay. In terms of like actually being good at the game in a realistic situation where you're playing to have fun also on top of improving a little bit at a time, it'll take about 2,000 to 3,000 hours. And there's me who's playing Skullgirls 2 at 10 hours. Hell yeah. So if you have a good coach and are practicing what's it called? And practicing a lot, and like you are very, very careful not to practice the wrong stuff, and you're also always welcoming feedback and stuff like that. In as little as 1,000 hours, you can get pretty good at this game. But like that's true for any fighting game, honestly. If you know what to do, if you know what to practice, getting good at a game is not about putting in hours. It's about putting in the right hours or doing the right stuff for the hours you have. On a related note, that also means it's never too late to improve at a game. Like the Skullgirls is 8 years old at this point almost. It's not too late to enter the competitive scene. Like by all means, like this game has not even seen the ceiling of this game. There are only, you can count on one hand how many people are pushing the ceiling of this game. There is so much room to improve for everybody. The sky is the limit. Trust me. I did a video. It was a highlight. You can find it on the YouTube channel for what set play is, and it single-handedly explains why no one will be perfect at this game and why Skullgirls will never be solved. It is impossible. It is absolutely impossible. You haven't been alive for 1,000 hours. Damn, you're pretty good for not being alive for 1,000 hours. Alright, well played. So, now I'm going to talk about one of the most important things. If you type !BNB into Twitch chat, you'll be provided a link to the Skullgirls BNB Compendium. I hope this link still works. Let me double check. Confirmed, the link still works. Okay, so, if you're a beginner level player, this applies to all beginner level players. Please learn A, B, and B. Now, a lot of people think that combos are everything. Like, once you know a combo, you are a master at a game. No, that's not how that works. Combos are the beginning. They are the fundamental to learning a game. The reason I'm asking you to learn a combo is because you guys are not familiar with your characters. You guys are not familiar with what tools are available, what kind of links are possible, and so on and so forth. If you go to the B&B Compendium, it has the most basic and universal combos available for every single character, about 3 or 4 combos per character. Learn all of them. They are helpful. They are not the most optimized combos. They are not the combos you might be using in tournaments or anything like that, but they are the combos that will get you familiar with your character as fast as possible. Before I can start talking about more advanced things, like the advanced mechanics I keep saying that I'm going to save for intermediate, or corner carries, or resets, or any of the things that are actually important in Skullgirls, before I can talk about any of that, you guys need to be more familiar with the characters. This applies to every person that's been in beginner bracket today. So please, please, please go to the B&B Compendium and start practicing combos. Go to the lab, practice them, make sure you can do them 10 times in a row going left and also facing right. So, if you can do all of that, then you are pretty set and you should be practicing doing them in an actual game. This is your homework, basically. If you guys start doing that, you guys will improve very rapidly. That is extremely important. I cannot emphasize that enough. So check out the B&B Compendium. It is what you guys need to do with #1 priority. Also, suplex, please stop raw attacking. At least not that much. You know what I mean? Like, just calm down on the raw attacking. All right, next up we got, is it Local Dunce versus Shadowloo? Let me double check. Yes, your Local Dunce versus Shadowloo. You guys are up next. My voice is starting to hurt. Jesus Christ, I need a vocal trainer.
Something big is about to happen. Showtime!
That's actually why I have the beginner bracket first, because I want to get their matches out of the way, so they can calm down, chill, and relax, and watch the stream on the side, and just enjoy the intermediates play, because the intermediate level play is extremely important. That's that good shit. That's that combo I want to see. Oh, that bike eye pressure. Let's go. Okay. Ooh, broken pressure. That sucks. Good blocks. Oh, push blocking a little late, but you did push block. So that was going to be the thing I complained about at the end of the match. I was going to say you're not push blocking enough. You did push block. That was good. A little late, though. Try to push block the first hit. Nice block. Okay, so you dashed up and got hit. Remember, if you remember me talking about this earlier, dash blocking is a thing in the game. Press light punch and medium punch at the same time. You'll start dashing forward. As soon as you press those buttons, immediately start holding back. You'll be dashing while blocking, so you can defend yourself while you are approaching your opponent. That is an extremely important thing. Another thing is you are approaching your I noticed this a lot out of the squiggly players in the beginner bracket. You're approaching your opponent with a jumping, like, hard kick, I think. A lot of squiggly players have been doing that. That is not necessarily a bad idea, but it's significantly better to approach with your jumping light kick. Squiggly's jumping light kick is one of the things that lets her actually function as a character, because it is such a good move to hit your opponent. Jumping light kick will be one of the best things you can do to approach your opponent. Unfortunately, you're fighting a Parasol. Parasol has some of the best anti-airs in the game, so it might not work as well as it would for other characters, but I want to see it more. I want to see you trying to use jumping light kick to approach your opponent, because I don't care about character versus character matchups in beginner bracket. I like seeing the pillars. I don't like seeing the pillar on Wake Up at full screen. I don't know why that was there, but I like the pillars. I like that people are using DPs. Okay, got the overhead, or actually it was counter hit. Okay, so I want you guys to go back and play this VOD slowly, like all the way through. Look at all the broken hearts that appear. Whenever you see a broken heart, that means you guys got counter hit. There's another one. Counter hit means you pressed a button and you were in the middle of an attack and you got interrupted when you got hit. That implies that you guys are pressing a lot of buttons, and while, yeah, fighting games require you to press a lot of buttons, there is a time and a place for every single button. If you are seeing that broken heart appear a lot, that means you're being counter hit. You could die. In all seriousness, if you get counter hit, that could cost your entire character's life, or like 95% of it. So, you gotta be a little bit more aware, like be situationally present, be mentally present and aware to determine if, like, again, the 2 counter hits immediately. There have been 2 attacks in the game. They're both of them were counter hits. That hit confirm was a counter hit. Be careful when you are pressing buttons. There's a time and a place to press buttons. You guys gotta be a little bit more cautious. Good use of the egret to deal with the projectiles. I respect that a lot. Good stuff. Good pillar there. More pillars. Remember, block dashing is a thing. You don't have to jump to approach. Bunny hopping is a common beginner issue. It's not necessarily a bad thing, always, but like it is something you don't want to always do. Almost got anti-aired again. Pillar is a really, really powerful anti-air, so having your opponent have a pillar assist means that you should be jumping into approach even less. You have better overheads, by the way, you could be doing. Forward, light punch, and back heavy kick? Question mark? Light here, got a counter hit. Got a counter hit. Shadow, you're on 5 meter. I'm honestly surprised. So, if you get your opponent to get hit by a tier and they're out of reach to be able to convert, like that happened like twice right there, you can use Sniper to get the crumple and then set up their wake up and even dash up and maybe even convert. If you're close enough, you can actually convert off of that. Other stuff is you can do level 3, and level 3 you can Kara cancel, or not Kara cancel, like Roman cancel with Light Egret question mark? I think it's Light Egret. And what that means is you can have your like wall of soldiers shooting your opponent and they're forced to block while you're free to move around and set up for a mix-up or anything like that to break through their defenses. So use your meter. Parasol has lots of valuable ways to use meter. If you're having trouble closing a gap on your opponent, like your opponent kept on anti-airing you with a pillar, just use level 3, light Egret cancel it, and then just dash up and try to mix your opponent while the firepower covers you. I'm like reading through chat. I see a couple people talking about Tekken note taking. I love you guys. Tekken is amazing. Wish older Tekkens were on PC so you can buy them for $1. Yeah. Tekken Tag 2 was fun. I missed that game. But honestly, Tekken 7 was just king. Like that game is so good until Leroy came out and then ruined everything. Such an unfortunate thing. Oh, Dr. Doc, you said you had a question for me a while back, and I completely forgot I said I was going to answer it. What was your question? Did you answer a question? Or do you ask a question, or do you still not ask it yet?
I won. No, thank you. Player 1 wins.
Okay, let me find it. Yeah, sorry about that. I know you had a question for me, I just completely forgot to answer it. I kind of want to say a couple more things about your local Duns vs. Shadowloo, but like, I'm trying so hard not to overwhelm you guys with information.
Gentlemen and ladies,
You'll retype in a sec, thanks. Okay, good tier pressure. H tier makes everything +2, so it's really, really good. If you don't know frame data, don't worry about it right now. I'll start talking about frame data and require you guys to learn it pretty much in intermediate, because it is extremely helpful to understand what you need to do. Counter hit, no conversion. More counter hits. And that counter hit thing is actually a lot more important than I thought it was originally. Good defense. Nice push block. Counter hit. You could anti-air, by the way, so if you do standing heavy punch 2 times, that's a really good anti-air, and you can convert off of that really easily. You can use Pillar, that's a really good anti-air, convert off of that easily. Where people are low to the ground and instant air dash approaching you, you can use Crouching Medium Punch, that's actually a really, really good anti-air. It's low-key, like really, really good. No one really uses it. Pokes. Interesting use of meter. Not the worst idea, not the best one either. You want to wait till you get some sort of confirm with like a tier before you react with Sniper. The overhead counter hit. I don't know what you're pressing. Grab. Okay. So I guess I mentioned grab at the last second there. I'm just gonna throw that in as the final comment. Actually, is there one more game? There might be one more game. No, that was the final game. So I'm gonna throw that in as a final comment. Use grabs more. I don't think I've seen either of you guys try to grab at all. There have been times where your entire block string was like blocked twice, but neither of you guys dashed in and tried to grab. Parasol has one of the best ground grabs in the game because you can. She has some of the best grabs in the game. Period. Her air grab like sucks you into her hand. It's ridiculous. That the range on her air grab is absolutely insane. She regularly grabs people behind her. Like it's not even a surprise anymore. And on the ground, because she can dash cancel into a standing grab is extremely important, like, to get used to that. She's not a grapple character by any means, but her grabs are good. So you can dash up and then press grab, and then you'll cover a huge distance with your grab and get a huge range to approach your opponent and grab them and break through their defense. Your opponents, both of you guys, were down backing a lot, which is why I have a feeling that Shadaloo tried to jump in so often with like bunny hop in, use jumping medium kick or something like that, because, or was it heavy kick or medium kick? I think it was heavy medium kick. But that approach was probably conditioned into Shadaloo because how often Local Dunce was down backing, and Shadaloo, you were down backing all the time as well. While that lets you charge for pillar and escape with an anti-air, it also makes you vulnerable to grabs. So if you dashed up and grabbed, your opponent would have fucked you up. That would have been pretty cool. So that's it for the beginner bracket. We're gonna move on to the intermediate, which is Izuna versus Dr. Doc. Also, Dr. Doc, did you? All right, you're gonna retype it. So if I'm playing in a trio, not that you ever would, and want to DHC into your third character, 236 PP, but your second character also has a 236 punch. How do you use your third character super? Okay, so you actually can't DHC. I made this same mistake. I actually did not know this for 2 years. You cannot DHC directly into your third character. You have to DHC to your second character and then to your third character. So if you tried to use 236 PP, you would always go to your second character. If you used the super that was on your third character, nothing would happen. If your second character had it, then your second character would also do it. Does that make sense? You have to revolver through your DHCs. That's why team order is so important. You gotta spend 3 technically, yes. 1 meter for your first super, another meter for your second super, and another meter for your third super. Bit of a bummer, but I mean it's kind of important, right? Again, this is why team order is one of the most important things in Skullgirls. We got Izuna, we got Izuna, we got Dr. Doc. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go ahead and get started. Looking good. Looking cool, Joker. Who's out there is playing Royal right now? Persona 5 Royal is fucking dope. I am digging it. I heard some people complaining about the ending, but I don't know what the ending is, so I'm just gonna ignore it. I played Persona 5. Persona 5 is pretty good. I just realized I haven't eaten today. Dang. That's why my heart rate went up. Damn, that's rough. Yeah. You did pretty good considering how hungry you were, because normally I can't play for shit if I'm hungry. Like the first thing I ever do when I wake up at a major, I'll just go straight to the convenience area and then just get like food before I play anything. You finished Kentucky Route Zero? Damn. I played the first part of that. That was pretty good. Like a first large chunk of that game. Semi-correct decision. Okay. I think you called H assist a little too early there. It's okay, a bit of a fumble. Understand. Sweeping out. Good stuff covering space. Careful using that gigantic arm. You don't have your chair anymore, which means you don't have a DP, so if you go for a reset, you're not going to be able to make it safe. Let's see what you do. You don't have the 2 meter you need to kill. Oh, but you slam right onto your chair, so now you do have your chair. You could make your pressure safe. You had Oki, didn't really take too much advantage of it. That's okay. Arm into SSJ. That does a huge amount of damage. Reminder that your assist takes 50% extra damage for those guys who are still in beginner's bracket and are watching the intermediates play. So it is you have to be very, very careful when you call out your assist. Skills. Boom. Boom. We got the penguin! Good shit. Damn, Doc. That was mean. Actually, I want to give lots of props to Izuna. Izuna's doing a really good job keeping out Dr. Doc in the beginning with the tier pressure. That was good shit. If you can be a little bit more consistent with that, that's something you probably should work on. So this is usually the part where Penny or Kenji or whoever else would take over, because They know a lot more character-specific stuff about like intermediate bracket, but I'll do my best to entertain you guys. All right, what else we got?
Quiet on the set.
Jump in the instant air dash approach, good jump over. You could have pressed the button while you were jumping over your opponent and gotten a hit on your opponent, got it and convert off of it. Doesn't matter, you picked it back up. Nice snipe, play Oki. You won Oki. You actually hit your opponent and didn't convert. Practice that setup, okay? So literally go into the lab and like make a save state of Beowulf being comboed in the corner and then being in a knockdown state exactly like that, and then call cremation and then convert off of that. You need to make that consistent, because you got a hit and you could have probably killed Beowulf. No, you legitimately would have killed Beowulf if you convert off that cremation. Cremation does scale the combo to 50% though, so maybe that damage wouldn't have been enough, but you probably would have built the second meter you needed to be able to do 2 supers and get the kill there. So that would have been a big deal. That single-handedly might have cost you the game. Conversions are important. And I'm one to talk, because my conversions are ass. Oh, this kills. You have 3 meter. So, I want to point out, don't feel too bad, because Beowulf Band is literally cheating. That team is probably the best team in this game. It's not an easy team, don't get me wrong, but holy shit, this team is so fucking strong as soon as they get a touch on you. So, like, and it's not that you're being completely demolished, you are making a lot of good decisions, but you have to squeeze out every advantage you get in this game against Beowulf Band, because it is not easy to deal with them. This game is as close to a fair and fully balanced game as you'll ever find, but Beowulf Band is going to be one of the hardest things to deal with in the entire game. Like, you thought Peacock was hard to deal with as a beginner? No, you haven't seen shit yet. DLC characters, am I right? Well, the best character in the game right now is Peacock. So, I mean, I don't know. One of the worst characters in the game is Squiggly right now. So, I don't know. I wouldn't say the worst. She's not the worst. She's one of the worst, though. She's like bottom half, for sure. Leroy Smith confirmed for Skullgirls. Oh god. Make it stop. I mean, Cloudmaster, you're basically right. But like, being mid-tier in this game basically makes you bad. There are enough characters in top tier that you can that's all you really need up there. Slide that chair. Alright, cool. Alright, let's see. Scooped. Good conversion. Not a good conversion, I lied. Play who you want, Clawmaster. Honestly, you're gonna get a lot further just playing whoever you want. Than you are gonna from playing a top tier. If you are enjoying Squiggly, then it is extremely optimal for you to play Squiggly. Play who you want. Dry Eyes, that's what I've been telling you since day one. That's why you're still probably playing solo band. Can I make a solo band company? Boom, boom, boom. It is tough to deal with this.
We'll be right back after these messages.
So, something else I might... this is just a suggestion, you don't have to listen to me on this. But you may want to consider swapping the team order that you have right now. Because Squiggly Parasol is a little bit more viable, because you can get Tear Shot assist, and Tear Shot does godlike work for Squiggly, because you can actually mid-combo get a charge with Tear Shot assist, which is actually really, really incredible. On top of that, like, Pillar, if you chose to use that assist, will cover a huge blind spot that Squiggly has. Squiggly has a huge blind spot in the 2 o'clock position, 1 to 2, like 1:30 o'clock position. I know that didn't make any sense, but like, bear with me here. But like, that general like up and forward region is like tough for Squiggly to deal with without spending meter. So Parasol can cover that blind spot with Pillar as well, and having a DP assist is just always really, really fun to deal with, you know what I mean? On top of that, Parasol is a solid anchor. Like, solo Parasol, you can make work almost. So having her on the back end is actually really, really solid. Squiggly as an anchor is a lot tougher. Now, you can make solo Squiggly work, but it just sucks. Like, it really, really sucks. Because she's always meter starved. And as a solo character, you absolutely need to have every bit of meter you can possibly get. And because Squiggly uses it so aggressively, it just doesn't work out. So you might want to switch her off of anchor and turn her into your point character. Just a suggestion. Boom. Holy shit, you can do that? What the fuck? Oh yeah, Shadowly, you might want to try that too. Okay, so, as on reaction to your opponent doing that super, on reaction to Airwolf, you can 100% consistently use Light Heavy SBO. And Light Heavy SBO will anti-air Beowulf and let you get a counter hit punish every single time. Also, Parasol level 3 is a nice thing to counter if Squiggly gets mopped. Yeah. On top of that, like, you can also just DHC into Parasol level 3, which is dope. Or Bike Guy super. Having a safe DHC is godlike. But I mean, there's a safe DHC either way. So, I mean, like,
Gentlemen and ladies, it's showtime!
Smart use of crouching medium punch there. That was actually a really, really good spacing idea right there. I respect that a lot. Yeah, sweep is tough to deal with. Nice! Catch the cremation, convert. Yes! Do it! Went for a really early reset. You probably wanted to do at least like 1 or 2 more strings there. If you were watching the Undizzy meter, like go back and watch that video. You'll realize how little Undizzy you built on your opponent. And Undizzy prevents you from doing long combos and only ticks down slowly. So if you get a reset, you can't just do a full combo again, obviously. But at the same time, you want to optimize around that, right? So like the reason early resets often work and catch opponents is because people don't expect it because it's bad. Early resets basically means you didn't take advantage of the Undizzy you had available to you. So if you're gonna go for, because again, like the first 2 to 3 strings, I think first 2 strings, you can make it 3 strings if you want to, of your combo, don't build Undizzy. So because of that, going for resets aggressively is cool, but like it's often unnecessary. There are benefits to resetting, of course, because if you're on the offense end, if you reset your opponent, you build meter faster and you deny your opponent meter, because the longer the combo is, the faster the meter your opponent builds and the slower the meter you build, and so on and so forth. Like, there's a lot to it. That assist calling is hurting. I'm noticing. Ugh. Yeah, it sucks. So, I guess we're in intermediate, so I can talk about these options. I mentioned how Brass like is gonna be tough to deal with. Also, you did fantastic there, Azuna, by the way. Like, you did a good job of getting rid of Beowulf right away and dealing with that. So that was good shit. So respect your opponent's character, not your opponent. So in this situation, Big Band has armor moves. So throwing out a tier like that and trying to zone out your opponent was only gonna get you hit. On reaction, they can brass you as for their buffer charging. Like, they don't need to do anything to destroy you like that. So because of that, you have to be very, very cautious. Like call out cremation, backdash, and then use tiers. So then if Brass hits, it either hits Squiggly or gets stuffed out by the tier plus cremation. You know what I mean? There is a right, and then you can convert with Sniper and then go into a full combo from there. That's a simple idea. Like, I'm not even saying that that's the right thing to do. That's an idea. There are ways you can play around your opponent's tools. Big Band has armor. That means throwing out a tier at mid-screen was not going to help you. In fact, a lot of Big Band players don't even do this. Like, if you're being corner pressured by a Parasol, time your M-Brass for when tier is about to come out. You'll armor through the tier and you'll punish them 100% of the time. This works on Penny. If it works on Penny, it works on any Parasol. Let me tell you. Check one thing, then we're gonna go ahead and move on to the final set of the evening of Dry Eyes versus Fabled. Y'all, how do I play in this event? I tried checking out the Steam group and it didn't have today listed. Oh, okay. Yeah, so my bad. That is actually my bad. You checked the Steam group on the worst week possible, because last week I made a mistake and it was actually the signups for this week, which is why you'll see the wrong date in the Steam group. That doesn't happen often, I promise, but it happened this time. So generally speaking, you can check the Steam group, you can check our Twitter, you can check our Discord, and that is honestly, the Discord is probably the best way to sign up. But if you type !DSCORD, you can join our Discord. Discord went public about 3.5 years ago, and we post the signups every week over there. And if there's any corrections that need to be made or any additional announcement that needs to be made, you can find it there. In general, though, the Steam group is the correct place to check. You can check the Steam group, the Skullheart forums, and you can subscribe to the Skullheart forum to get an email every time a sign-up form goes out. You can check the Reddit, and the form will be there. And if you click on the link to the sign-up form, it'll tell you the date of the event. If there's ever a change, or if you're ever confused, like, hey, what the heck? Like, why isn't the most recent sign-up form there? The link is the same every week. If you click that link, you can see the latest date for the sign-up form. Always, 100% of the time. So, yeah. MC Bosco, if you want to sign up, join the Discord, or, I mean, just keep doing what you're doing. You got unlucky this week, is all I can say. Good shit. Alright, so Dry Eyes is here. They're going to be fighting the Fabled. Where are they? Are they here? Let me double check. They are online. Do they have a Murphy Kiddo? Let's see. Are they here? Murphy Kiddo is not here. Let me see if I can add them in the Discord, because I don't know how else to get in touch with this person. Oh, Murphy Kiddo is... Okay, cool. It looks like they're away. I don't know if they'll be joining us. If they're not available, I'll fight you, Dry Eyes, because my new team versus your team seems to be pretty even, so we can keep doing that. I've yet to beat his solo band. Wait, what are we talking about? Are we talking about Dry Eyes? Or Cat Pie? You wanna deal with check out Arrowshire's solo band. That shit is godlike. There were several Skullgirls Get Gr8s where he played as solo band. I think he was just working on his band, and that's why. And his solo band is absolutely horrifying. He knows he parries everything. This guy is a golden god. They'll take their spot. You could. If you think you're an upper intermediate level player, then you can go ahead and fight Dry Eyes if you'd like. I'm totally down. It looks like Murphy Kiddo will not be appearing right now. They're not saying anything, so we're just gonna go ahead and give up their spot. You say you're upper intermediate? Dope. Do it. Let's go. Hop in. If you're not familiar with how to do that, go ahead and click this link that I'm about to post. That should be the Steam lobby link. Oh, so I'm finna die. Yeah, we'll see. I've seen people think that they're good, come in and definitely belong in beginner, and I've seen people who think that they're bad, definitely belong in advanced, let alone beginner. Or let alone intermediate is what I meant. 1/8. The glass is 1/8 full mindset. I like to see. Hell yeah, preach it.
Come at me. Let's finish this.
Oh, Bosco's his owner. Oh shit, this is
One take.
TJ's team. Oh no. Okay, let's see how good this is. This could be really scary. Nice blocks. Good shit from Dry Eyes. Absolutely amazing job chicken blocking that. I'm actually really impressed that you chicken blocked that item drop. Good shit. Nice use of brass to stuff the approach. Blocks, nice push block. The push block might have been a little bit unnecessary, but it lets you set up for absolute guard, so it's a good idea to push block anyway. Good conversion, let's go, pick it up. Use the punch move. Yeah, dang, you are eating a lot of brasses, my dude. Be scared and set up for a DHC probably. You're probably looking to set up for a DHC. Not getting the conversion. No DHC, okay. I mean, you still have 3 meter. Careful where you call brand. Careful where you call a band. This is getting sketch, but you definitely don't want to give the lead that you have. Raw tag. Oh, okay. Get a hit confirm. Get a punish. No! Alright. Oh, okay, cool. Never mind. So I was gonna say, get a hit confirm and snap instantly. Like, you needed Peacock back out so you can murder her. But it's okay. You got multiple hit confirms. That's gonna seal the deal on this Cerebella probably. No, actually, we might not be able to build the second meter in time. Doesn't matter. We dropped anyway. Dry Eyes, gotta work on your Parasol combos. I know Parasol's a new character for you, so I'm not gonna be too harsh on that. But definitely need to be a little bit more consistent, just play some more games. You might be able to lab it out and do it 10 times in both directions in a row. That is the minimum requirement to learning a BNB consistently. But after that, go online and start practicing it against other people. Extremely important. Being able to deal with it against a living target is way more difficult than doing it against an idle target. But good shit, good start. This is a good start. I'm also really liking Bosco's zoning. Like, his zoning is actually pretty smart. He's doing really good timing calls with his, what's it called? Lock and load assist. He's doing pretty smart teleports as well. Not aggressively using punch move, like, to the point where it's predictable, so good shit. Oh, that counter hit. I wonder what you were going for right away. Interesting. Oh, that's probably what you were going for right away. Gotta get these conversions consistent, my dude. Oh, okay, you got touched. Alright. Can't lose track of where you are in your combo. Can't afford that. Okay. Okay. This is just some good-ass Skullgirls right now. I don't know what to say. Let's see. Good awareness on the A-Train option stuff. Respect the Cerebella, avoiding it. Nice use of Light Breast there to end your block string. That is good shit. You really gotta stop using M-A-Train in neutral. I know it's tempting, but you used it once, it didn't work, don't do it again. Light Brass is the only excuse of a tool you get to use in neutral, or M-Brass to mix it up with Light Brass. So, like, otherwise this shit happens. You gotta stop going for those hard read moves. High risk, low reward. I know he wants the scoop. Okay. It's confusing. Good shit. That was clutch.
Let's get a round of applause for our
One wrong assist call and Big Man has level 5 to destroy you. So, like, that was actually a lot closer than it might have looked. You live and die by the scoop. In this case, it was die by the scoop. Alright. Let's see. 3 more games.
Let's see you in action, little bitch.
Oh shit.
Out
I keep forgetting Salty Castle's voice lines. They're so fucking funny. Going around calling kids a little bitch is probably a little bit past sassy at that point. Snipe! Slam him to the ground. Set up for the 50-50. Good shit. Got the kill. Looks like Blasco, I think you just need to work on your defense. There are opportunities for you to reversal that you're not reversaling, which is good. I mean, like, you shouldn't mash out reversal, but at the same time would have won you this, like, or gotten you a better situation in neutral. So, like, maybe mash a little bit more, but not, like, a lot more, not, like, every opportunity you get. On top of that, well, actually, that's the first time I saw that, something like that. You did something aggressively unsafe. Like, you were doing a pretty good job being safe, but, like, using Battle Butt there was just aggressively unsafe. But what I was gonna say is, I don't even remember anymore, so never mind. Dang, that sucks. Good stuff, though. Both sides need to use meter a little bit more aggressively. I mean, you have a Peacock. Like, you're gonna build meter forever and ever. You might as well be spending it on George's and Lenny's. Not George's. Lenny's and Beam Super and stuff to, like, buy you space and stuff if you can get the chance. Also using it for DHCs. There were a couple of chances you had to DHC in the previous round, or the first round, I think, between you two. Didn't really get to use it too much, unfortunately. Big Band, I've noticed, has almost always, like, Dry Eyes, your Big Band has almost always been, like, ending up at 5 meters somehow, or at least over 3, which is a lot of meter. You have a Parasol, do some extra damage, make things safe with Bike Super, shit like that. Do some fun stuff. Alright, so very, very careful when you're using Bang Bang Bang. In that situation, it worked out. You usually want to hit confirm into Bang 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 or block confirm into Bang Bang Bang, because if your opponent avoids it entirely, it is extremely bad for you. You don't want to risk your opponent being able to jump over it, because you will be in that recovery animation for 5,000 years. Like, it takes forever. Good stuff, not overcommitting, just using the level 3 for no reason. Using 1 meter just to finish off your opponent. Good stuff. There's probably a better conversion off that grab in the corner. I don't actually know. I don't play enough Peacock to actually be able to tell you the right answer to that one. But you probably didn't need to spend a meter there. See if you can find a beetle-less way to convert in the corner. If not, then that's fine too. Okay, light punish. You could have done a heavy punish. That's okay though. So I guess MC Bosco, if you want to learn something that's like alright, pushing your current limits, learn a heavy counter hit combo, because you could have gotten a heavy counter hit combo there. Not that it was necessary, but you would have killed your opponent a lot more guaranteed.
That's all, folks.
Sylvio got that range.
Gentlemen and ladies, it's showtime!
Yeah, Aaron Fitzgerald did an incredible job with Parasol. It's good shit. Counter hit. Good. Isn't the football kick crushing hard kick? Was that the guitar? I think I'm on the guitar. Never mind. Actually, here's a I don't know if I even want to share this, but like basically, I don't think there was a situation where you actually needed it, but just so you're aware, you can actually card cancel your sweep into punch move, and it gives your punch move a lot more range. So much like how you like to run up in battle butt, which you gotta stop doing by the way. You can press crouching hard kick on Peacock and then cancel it into punch move to gain a little bit extra distance on your punch move, so it won't whiff. It hasn't really been popped up yet, but like, just be aware of that option, I guess. There wasn't too much to say there. Like I've been telling Dry Eyes for 50 years at this point to stop using A-Train and Brass at neutral, unless like you can use it in pressure to make things safe. So that like for the most part that was pretty good. Just remember it's not your turn after you use Light Brass. You can't just press buttons. You will get punished. The only exception to that is Light DP or an Armored Brass, simply because like you will have Armor Frame 1 or Invulnerability Frame 1, and you'll punish your opponent for pressing any buttons. But it is unsafe against a lot of characters. Not all of them. You just started learning this team and its combos? Yeah, good shit. You're doing really, really good if you just started learning this team. That's pretty awesome. Oh, it does look like Murphy Kiddo showed up, but way too late. We might be able to show him in at the end. Let's see. Alright, Murphy. Yeah, sorry, you were absent earlier? No problem. Okay, cool. So you're here now. Go ahead and hop into the lobby. I'm gonna, like, we can get somebody else to fight you. So if someone that's, like, upper intermediate or mid intermediate wants to play, go ahead and hop on, like, to fight this person. Guys, yeah, we can have you do that. Let's see. I kind of want to see if someone who didn't sign up wants to play, but otherwise you're down. Where would you say I am Crank? What? Oh, where would I say you are? Like... upper intermediate? Like mid-upper intermediate? You need to focus on consistency, and that's the only reason I would say mid-intermediate. But you're getting results, which puts you closer to upper intermediate. So it's like, it's one of those. You could do your Bella team. Yeah, Lambda, if you want to do an off team, then I'm totally fine with that. Let me pull up Twitch on my PC. Yeah, sure, no problem. Fluff? Ah, oh, shit, it's been a while since I've seen you play. You might be a little bit too strong. If you have, again, so if Fluff or Lambda want to play on an off team, then that's totally fine. But I don't want you two playing on your main team against this person. Can you send a link again? Sure thing. Here you go. Alright, so Lambda's here. We're gonna have Lambda versus Murphy in that case. Honestly, I probably could have fought them with my new team, because my new team is garbage. But we'll see. Alright, Fabled is here. Let's go ahead and get going. Your Repella is 70% Concho and Battle Butt. That's what I want to hear. Let's do it! That's actually not what I want to hear, but hopefully that other 30% makes up for it. Brought to the third power? What's happening? Everyone knows we need to push for double for smash. Oh my god.
Time for your call. Gentlemen and ladies, it's showtime!
Yeah, I don't know. It depends on the day, I guess, Dr. Duck, to go back to your question. Like, pretty much everyone on at the end of our bracket today, like Dry Eyes, Dr. Duck, Fabled, I think you three are closer to mid-intermediate, mostly for consistency reasons, and there's a lot of bad habits that I haven't gone away yet. That's about it. Okay, good space from a jumping medium punch. Getting hit overhead. Getting hit overhead. Getting head over hit. Getting head over hit. Sounds goofy. Oh, drop that conversion. Still trying to space out, but Battle Bud is armored. So be careful, it doesn't always work. Let's see. Wall bounce. Follow conversion. Woo! We got a combos. Let's go. Oh, the punish! You have to use 2 hits of jumping medium kick. It's unfortunate. This is the safest approach option for Skullgirls got. Good shit. Okay. So I saw a lot of, like, good practices from Fabled, but, like, not
Nothing left to see here.
best execution, I guess? And not, like, matchup awareness-wise. So, like, jumping medium punch with Cerebella, definitely best approach option. Jumping leg kick with Squiggly, definitely one of the best approach options. But in terms of what Cerebella has, and also what you know about your opponent, is they like to use Battle Bud a lot. They used it, like, 3 times against you. Those aren't going to work against those. The actual best thing you can do is just empty jump in. Just jump in, block, land cancel, and then beat the fuck out of them.
Gentlemen and ladies, it's showtime!
Yeah, so Cremation, the sad part about Cremation is that it's not a good counter call assist. Because of, like, it has good reach, but unless you're up, like, to face your opponent, like, you're not gonna be hitting your opponent's assist anytime soon. So you want to be saving that assist for mix-ups, pretty much. Like, you don't really need to put it in cooldown any other reason. Oh, we got it! Nope. Oh, we got the overhead afterwards. Okay, no conversion, but that's okay. If you could have converted, that would have been a lot better, but honestly, you got a lot more damage this way, so it works out. Unfortunate that Beowulf died so early. Don't let him juggle. Alright, cool. Got the counter hit. No consistent combos. What? Come on, man. Gotta get these conversions consistent. Gotta make these links work. Okay. I don't know why you set up for that burst bait. I think you just lost track of where you were in the IPS system. Alright, got another hit. Get rid of that Bella. Good shit. Deal with this Fukua. Oh, we had it confirmed, no conversion. Honestly, Fable, you look like you're really, really comfortable with these characters. You look like you have a game plan, you know what to do, but you still feel fresh. Like, it feels like you don't have too much matchup experience, almost. Like you're not getting the conversions that you need, but like you feel like it looks like the buttons are familiar to you. Like it looks like you are familiar with that conversion. It's not like a new thing to you, but it's not. I don't know how else to put it, but it's like not quite there yet. I hate giving this advice. I absolutely hate giving this advice, but I think I literally have to tell you to just play the game more. I think you need to go on Quick Match and play like 100 games a week. 50 games is fine, honestly. Just like go ask for sets in the Skullgirls Get Gr8 Discord. Again, the Discord can be found by typing !DISCORD. We have a Looking for Games channel. It's usually pretty active. People are always looking for sets. Just go in there, ask for a set, and fight people. Get consistent. Yeah, Lando's pretty dope. You got that advice recently and you were like, I'm literally doing that. Yeah, I know. It sucks, because it's like obviously you need to play the game more, and like one of the biggest philosophies of Skullgirls Get Gr8 is that practice doesn't make perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect, right? So just hearing that you need to play the game more is annoying because it doesn't tell you what you're doing wrong, right? But you just need to build consistency before I can start even telling you what you're doing wrong. Like, what you're doing is right. You're just not consistent. Level out that level 3, do that big old damage to Fukua. I don't know how the iframes with Diamond Dynamo worked out there. That is bizarre. What the fuck? Why did that work? Or did it just... Is it just that Fuqua like took the hit of it and then just Diamond Dynamo didn't care afterwards? Like, is that what happened? Like the projectile was just eaten up by Fuqua? Like I guess that's what happened. That was bizarre. Wrong Fireball Super. Wait, you can do an air Fireball Super downward, right? Like I'm not crazy. Like, no one really does that. I keep forgetting that if that's even possible. Good adjustments from Fabled, by the way. You're doing a lot better. You're getting rid of that Cerebell a lot more consistently. Good awareness on habits and stuff like that. You gotta start reacting to push block as well. You're jumping like you got push block. You shouldn't have used crouching medium kick. I'm not even there yet. Like it's a skill that's like you're gonna be practicing for the rest of your Skullgirls career. But if you notice I get push blocked, then you gotta do that. Super smart anti-air from Lambda. That sucks. That is one of the worst things about playing as Squiggly, because you just died to anti-airs. Good blocks, nice punish, got the kill. Excellently done. Good shit. Just hop into training mode is the one you hear. There's always context to that, so I'm kind of questioning on like no one will say, hey, you should go into training mode more, and then just not say anything else. They'll say you should go and lab that out. So there's usually something that they're asking you to go into training mode for. If they just told you to spend more time in training mode, like that doesn't tell you anything. Like what should you be practicing in training mode? You can practice anything in the Skullgirls training mode. The Skullgirls training mode is one of the best things ever. Oh, okay, cool. We're getting we're raw tagging out. Fluff is taking over for Lambda. I can dig it. Alright, so you'll finish up the last two games with... No, you're not done yet, Murphy. You're not done yet. Hey, Murphy, you're not done. You got two more games. Lambda is swapping it out, basically. No, you're not done. It's 5 games this week. We switched between 3 and 5 based on how many people signed up. In this case, only 10 people signed up, so we're doing 5 games. Can you believe it? Get Gr8 at its peak had 23 people signed up at some point. That's insane. That's so many people. There'll always be resets like that, though. Like, every reset, almost every reset, has, like, a weak point, right? So there'll be resets that they can double jump out. But that you can take that to your advantage. There are ways to exploit the fact that they used up their double jump. On top of that, like, there'll be resets that you'll lab out and you'll be like, oh, this reset's great, they can't double jump out of it, it's fantastic, and you'll find out that they can just press jumping light punch and, like, jab out of it, basically. There will be resets like that. Almost every reset has an answer. So that's fine. If the only answer your opponent has is double jumping out of it, then that's pretty good. Make them waste their double jump and then play around it. Yeah, but figuring out the good resets is hard. Like, figuring out what reset is like, oh, this is the shit I should be using. Like, that's tough. TK People's Elbow, what the fuck? Nice reversal, that's what I want to see. As long as you're definitely not the kind of player who mashes too often, but like that was a good mash. Make a statement. Make sure that you're not overly respecting your opponent. Good push block there. Good awareness that you are actually more minus than 25. For those of you guys who do not know, if Cerebella uses level 3 and you block it, you push block it 100% of the time because there's actually less recovery from push block, which is 25 frames, than the recovery, or not the recovery, sorry, your block stun. There we go, that's the word. There's less block stun from push blocking than there is from the actual super. Good use of SBO, using it just early enough to beat that out. If you waited a little bit longer, then that would have been too bad. Yeah, it sucks. So what you can do there is if you see them like side switching against you or you're trying to set up for Concho, when you use like standing hard punch is a normal. So what you can do is cancel that into a super like Daisy, and then again you'd be using Daisy aggressively because that's the right way to use Daisy. Oh, see that push? Yeah, good shit. But basically, if you use Daisy, you'll auto-correct what side you're facing if you use standing hard punch. So if you notice Cerebella sliding past you, cancel into Daisy and you'll autocorrect. A reminder that the input for Daisy will be based on the direction that you are currently facing, not the the direction that Cerebella is compared to you. You can lab that out if you're a little bit confused about how that works. But like record a Cerebella just sliding behind you, and then use like standing hard punch and then car cancel out into Daisy. It'll work 100% of the time. Fluff washed? Could it be? How is this possible? Oh yeah, that's also a good point. Let the jumping medium punch rock. Usually 1-2 hits of it until the final strings, but like it depends on what you're trying to do. 2 hits if you're trying to continue, or 1 hit if it's the second air string in a row, or all the hits if you're trying to land cancel with it. Land cancel into jumping hard kick, or like let them land and then do jumping hard kick. There we go. God damn, that was hard to say. Anyway. By the way, Lambda, do you go to majors at all? I don't know if you've ever seen you at Combo Breaker or anything like that. If I have, I apologize. Like, I don't think I have. Got him low. God damn. You went to CEO Taku once? Just once? Damn. Yeah, rest in peace, Combo Breaker. I was just so sad when I found that out. Like, my entire motivation for playing fighting games just went down the drain. I literally went to the Combo Breaker store and just dropped $300 on stuff because I'm just like, oh my god, you guys need the money. Also, the stuff they were offering was really fucking cool looking. I am on the dynamo. Punish. Let's go. Let's go. 360. That's 1.45 scaling too. Yeah. Oh shit. Do the full combo. No. Oh man, I got really sad. If you did the full combo, that would have been 1.45 scaled, like optimal double damage. That would have been dope as hell. Not optimal, but like really close. Hey there, Sam. What's up? I mean, I like Combo Breaker more than any other major that I've been to. Like, I've been to all sorts of shit. I like it more than Evo. Like, it feels like as big of a true FGC tournament as it's ever gonna get. Like, it is absolutely legit. Not only does Combo Breaker love Skullgirls, not only does Skullgirls love Combo Breaker, but like, there's just the way the atmosphere around Combo Breaker is. It just feels like, okay, this place clearly loves fighting games. Like, it's not corporate anymore. It's not like based on sponsors or anything like that. It like, yeah, it has sponsors. Don't get me wrong, but like, they clearly fighting games comes first at Combo Breaker. That place is the best, and it'll be always the major I shout out and the major that everyone should be going to. It's unfortunate that they canceled this year. I was like really, really fucked up for like a day, or being like, what the fuck am I living for? Fluter Sam is saying, it is up, my dude. What are you talking about? You've never been to a major, only regionals, even for Street Fighter? Damn. Went to Combo Breaker once, it was sick. Yeah, it's super, super dope. Yeah, oh, so you're actually in like Chicagoland area. That's pretty cool. I'm actually moving back there pretty soon. For those guys who do not know, I actually got a new offer and I'm moving back to my hometown that I lived for in 23 years. I asked what is up. It is up, my dude. Nice. It is up. Yeah, good shit. But yeah, I'm gonna be back in town with Frosty, Faustings, and Combo Breaker, and that's gonna be pretty cool. Like, I've been relocated so many times, so it's gonna be kind of nice to come back home. Shiv, do you go to the locals there? I mean, obviously nobody can right now, but like, did you go to the locals there? Yeah, pretty much. I mean, like, it's funny because if you go out of the country, like if you ever visit other countries, if you talk about the United States, like Chicago's like one of the only cities they'll recognize, which is kind of funny. And everyone thinks that everyone there is like a gangster. Like, it's just like, oh, you mean like Al Capone land, right? Like, and I'm like, yes, that's where I'm from. I'm from Al Capone land. However, you played really well, actually, honestly. I was genuinely impressed. There were just consistency just seems to be the thing. Like, if you get a little bit more consistent, like, I think you're really, really setting on the right track.
I'll see if I can give a little bit more like consistent advice next time. But you did an amazing job adapting. Like you seem to be using your assists all right. You took some advantage of DHCs, but like not too much, I think. Like I'd have to go back and really see like specifics, but for the most part, like in terms of general advice for your first time playing here, you did pretty solid. Like I'm honestly impressed. I think you did good. Al Capone escaped Monopoly. Okay. Fun fact, like Al Capone didn't actually die in Chicago, like a lot of people thought. Like he didn't get shot up or anything like that, like how like Scarface portrays him. He actually went to Florida and died of syphilis or something. Like he still has relatives. Al Capone didn't die. Yeah. Yeah, he's still around. Yeah, he's my roommate. Al Capone's pretty cool. Threatens me with a gun every now and then, but it's okay. Still slapping teachers. Still dissing the niece of the world's most dangerous assassins in the world. Anyone want to play? Yeah, y'all look out for sets. I'm gonna have to wrap up the stream here because I do gotta run. The stream was like 2.5 hours, but good shit. I'm really impressed by a lot of the people who played here today, and I'm really happy to see some of the new faces. It's really cool to like it happens in cycles. Like basically, like people will like just kind of filter out eventually, and then there'll be some people who stick around, and then like there'll be a new wave of newcomers that always pop in. And like this time, this is like the first new wave of incomers or new incoming. Wait. This is the first incoming wave of newcomers that we've had in a few months, and it's honestly really exciting. Like you guys are really talented and have a lot of potential. So I hope you guys show up every week, and welcome to the SGC. And for those of you guys who are regulars, thanks for sticking around. Like you guys are awesome, and you guys make like being in the SGC worth it. Like we're all one big family, so that's really cool. That's pretty much all I have to say. If you liked what we did here, then don't worry, we'll be back next week. Every week, Saturday at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern, and so on and so forth. We'll be here live doing Skullgirls Get Great. But if you want to practice your things, your skills, and take on the advice that I provided, and try to put them in a realistic and applicable scenario, then sign up for Skullgirls Be Great every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. What we do there is the standard Skullgirls tournament, basically mimicking a true major, and the first 3 weeks of the month will be randomized seeding, so you might get a chance, you might get completely washed, but you'll build seeding points based on how you performed, and the 4th week of the month will be seeded normally, and it'll be based on the seeding points you received in the first 3 weeks. Anyone can join the 4th week of the month, and the 4th week of the month will also have a prize pool funded by yours truly, and of course any donation and subscription money we get for the stream, because we are a non-profit stream. So, if you guys are into tournaments, go ahead and stop by Wednesday. It'll be good practice. Trust me, you can't just practice getting better. You also have to practice applying the things that are making you better. Tournaments always make people anxious, and it's always like tournament nerves are always a thing. They will never go away. But it's something you gotta practice handling. It's not something that just kind of disappears from just playing in a lot of tournaments. It's another skill you gotta practice, and you won't be able to practice that here on Skullgirls Get Great. So I think participating in the tournament is extremely important. Stop by for that. But if you're just here for the advice, then do not worry. We'll be back next Saturday. Thank you so much for joining us. I love all of you. You guys are fantastic. See you around next time.